Or they try to.
What in God's name is going on in here? What was that ruckus?
What ruckus?
I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus.
Could you describe the ruckus, sir?
You're now listening to Music Impulse with Smilez.
It's your boy Smilez, and we back for another episode of the Music Impulse. On this episode, I got my guy John Brown, aka Kaution, up in the building.
Yo, what's the deal, my brother?
Oh, good. You know, you got this amazing studio, all over studio.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you coming out.
Oh, bro. Yeah, for sure. You know, this is an episode long in the works, but I'm glad we got this finally,
facts.
Especially now it's in your own space, you know.
It's a full circle moment because we started, I met you at another podcast studio and we talked about it. But yeah, man, super dope to have you out, man, and kind of have you in the space to kind of get the vibes and shit like that for we was able to jump on. So appreciate you coming out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Again, because you know the last space we was in, you know, first met you just being the guy that was just sitting right there, and then I can't remember who I brought in. It was somebody or just a conversation, and they knew you as a rapper. I'm like, you rap? I've been here all these times. Never knew you. I was like, you know each other and all that. And it was and then us just chopping up a little bit, you know, before, after recording and all that, and then just seeing other people that I knew that did podcasts, seeing them come up to the studio, like, you know, shout out to our girls with 3-Piece podcast.
Oh yeah, man! Shout out to them. Yeah, I think that was dope, bro. I think the first time, I think you had like Aradon or somebody with you.
Yeah,
and you had, I think it was Megazar. I think you had Megazar with you too.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, what's good? I had just seen me and Megazar had just opened up for somebody a weekend before. We was gonna do it after. And I was like, oh shit, what's good, my brother? You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. But yeah, man, it was dope. I saw you bringing a lot of the people through the studio that I really rock with. So I already knew you was official from that.
Yeah, and then again, you know, being on social media and seeing again, the same thing, like seeing like, you know him, you know him. Then like, I had just met Rakim last year, and then seeing like how much y'all like are super cool, and like him being on like all your episodes and things like that. And it was like, oh.
Yeah, man, you know, it's a small world type shit. You know what I'm saying? For real.
And then again, just seeing you opening up for different people, like, oh shit, you open up for Currency. Oh, you flying to Florida to open up for this person. Like, and I was like, oh, yeah, my nigga was like legit.
Yeah, man, it was a good year that year, especially like I went crazy, man. I think that year I opened for we had the Conway show, we had Jizza, which was crazy. We had Currency that year. Then we did the Art Basel in Miami where I opened for Jadakiss. So we was moving, man. We was moving. I think the Jay Electronica was the year before. So now that's coming back around again. So you know what I'm saying? Just getting that opportunity there. It's always dope to have them type of shows under your belt. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. But before we get into like, you know, the business side, I just want to get to know you as a person and like the music side. So let's get to know John, aka Kaution. I know you originally said you're originally from Compton, California.
Yes, sir, man. I grew up in Compton, California, bro.
Yeah, let's talk about that. What was like, you know, growing up there and all that, and you getting into music?
I think, you know, what's crazy is like the music culture in California is so heavy. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you coming up as a kid, that's what everybody want to do. Everybody can rap, everybody can freestyle, that type of shit.
Yeah.
But I say I didn't start taking it serious until high school. One of my best friends is Soundwave from TDE as a producer.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Soundwave. He just won Grammy of the Year with Taylor Swift and shit like that. So album of the year. He's one of them niggas, man. Shout out to my brother. But you know, originally that was He's like the original Top Dog producer.
Yeah, that's from Top Dog.
And so my first couple records, swear to God, bro, we used to leave. He ended up going to Compton High School, right? So once he got there, I'd already knew him from some previous shit, but he got there and we really tied in. So my first couple songs I recorded in his mom's living room. You know what I'm saying? On the computer he was good with the MTV music generator. So he was a beast with that. I'm talking about industry ready beats. Early, bro. He can mimic anybody from Timbaland to Pharrell to anything you could ask for. So my first couple songs was on his computer in his mama's living room, bro, and we had never used a professional studio type shit. So I ended up moving out here in 2004, and then I started recording the shit. But like before, it was just us practicing in his living room type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
So,
man.
The name, was it? Are you always going by Kaution or?
Man,
tell us how we got this name.
I had a few iterations of it, bro. But then when it came time to like rap, like Kaution stuck. I used to go by like Envy early, but I didn't know about DJ Envy. So once I found out about him, I was like, that's not gonna work. And then somebody, shout out to one of my older homies, he heard me rapping like the voice. He was like, oh, you should call yourself Kaution, nigga. Like, and I was like, all right, cool. But then I saw a lot of people had Kaution with a C, so I switched it to a K just kind of as a play on words. And it's been, the same ever since. The Mr. 700 is pretty much, I'm from the 700 block of Compton. Like that's where my neighborhood is. Okay. And so that was my way to differentiate myself from other people. And a nod to where, if I'm across the country, you know what I'm saying, and they shout, Kaution700 coming to the stage, that's me giving an ode to my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I had to tie it in, but it worked out, you know what I'm saying? It worked out.
Hey, you see YG do it.
Facts, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to YG, shout out to everybody from Compton, man. YG, Boogie,
I like
Kendrick,
Boogie.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody from the city, man. Like it's one of them Compton AV, all the older acts from Dre to Mossberg to DJ Quick, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in Compton that's ever like done their shit, you know what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah, actually, that reminds me, I can ask you about this. So I saw, because, Schoolboy Q's about to drop
shout out to him.
another album, Blue Lips, on March 1st. So, well, it'll already be out by the time y'all hear this episode. But, I saw he had tweeted about like, yo, Cali, we doing big things right now. He was like, yo, Vince got this show,
man, shout out to him.
Tyler the Creator's out here killing it. Hit Boys out here just doing shit every week. That's like,
facts.
He was like, I'm about to drop this. He's like, everybody, the whole squad on the West Coast, we doing things. So how are you feeling right now? Do you feel like it's, because I think it's like a kind of a West Coast resurgence currently right now. Like, how you feeling like?
I think it's interesting to even hear it from Schoolboy, considering like he's one of them artists that comes like, when he comes, his music is gonna drop, it's gonna have an impact. He's one on a larger scale. So, but now to see it, man, it's always kind of been like that for us. You know what I'm saying? Like we have those lulls in times where we relying on our older music to carry us, syndication and shit like that. But then there's always been a Kendrick. There's always been somebody to come along to give the shout out to Game, shout out to everybody. Dr. Dre being consistent when he can. But no, I think now is dope, bro. I think if you tie it all together, the West Coast is super strong, and it's always been like our own sound that we push. But it's, if you hear Hit Boy now, Hit Boy and Nas don't sound like no West Coast shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when you really putting the pieces together, and shout out to Tyler, shout out to, everybody working. I'm a huge Q fan at that, Top Dog in general. So, but no, it's dope to see, bro. It's real dope to see. You just try to stay in your own lane, but still show you can compete with the niggas that's really doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because when I saw that tweet, I was like, that's definitely like something that I feel like, and everybody's doing their thing kind of like in their own lane, but
they all connected too, though, in the sense they all fuck around. You know what I'm saying? They do, and
we all do music together or kick it together and whatnot. But I know I'm definitely looking forward to this Q album, because I tell people all the time, like personally out of the whole, like at least the Black Hippie crew, like personally Q's my favorite.
Gotcha.
I think Absol is the best one.
The best rapper.
J Rock's the hardest one, and then like just the superstar is just Kendrick.
Yeah, I always felt like the best lyricist from Black Hippie was Absol. Yeah. I think he's probably he's ages ahead of like most rappers when it comes to like the actual art of putting raps together. So no, I agree. That's a good. Q has always had that impact though. Like, he kind of embodies like South Central when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like my wife, it's crazy. The video came on the other day, his newest one, and she was like, what you could just tell a West Coast nigga. Like this nigga, you know what I'm saying? But he embodies that. Like when you look at him, when you hear him, like his approach to it, his presentation, like I fuck with Q heavy, bro. I do.
Yeah, and then I just think like also just his personality wise, I'm like he just seems like just a cool ass nigga, but don't like. But if you get him like on the wrong note, he gonna be the nigga that like that coolness go straight out the window. Like like he gonna be like, hey, don't forget I'm from California.
But you know what I do appreciate too, though, bro. I appreciate the transition to see, and I think that's a big deal. And I talk about that a lot, bro, because you know you see people that start off a certain way, right? But you never see them gradually change and grow and like their music shift. And I think Q has been good at that. Like the nigga plays golf now.
Yes,
you see what I'm saying?
I was like, did I just watch a video about him golfing with some white lady?
Yes, bro. He's like an avid golfer, but it's dope to see. And like, you know, sometimes artists get caught up in like what made them famous or trying to appeal to the public. I appreciate an artist that can show you the path that maybe they on now and like, hey, I'm on this now, but I can still describe it to you in a way from the same shit that you know me for. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him for that. Like I appreciate that kind of shit for real, for real.
Yeah, and then that even got me thinking about Snoop Dogg. How I say Snoop Dogg is literally the most known rapper in the whole
I feel like he's
world.
The most recognizable face.
Yes, in the whole world. And it's like, bro. And no one's gonna question him about nothing. I was like, Snoop can get on a hard ass like record, and then he can go get on Sesame Street, and then go
do some shit with Martha Stewart.
Do shit with Martha Stewart.
Facts. Nah,
and
I think
no one's gonna question about it if he's being authentic because he's just gonna be him.
He's gonna be
all
him everywhere.
The way through.
The only person that can smoke weed in Dubai. Shout out to Snoop, man.
right.
Facts.
Yeah. So that's definitely dope. So you said you moved here in 2004?
Yeah, I moved here like late 2004, right after high school, bro. Like I moved out here to live with my father at the time. You know what I'm saying? And so it was kind of like coming out here to kind of get a new start to shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I just came out here and started doing my thing. Eventually branched off from that and was out here on my own. You know what I'm saying? And just had to build from there.
Okay, so how did you take like a break from music, or how was the
like getting here? It was real. Like you gotta find it. So when I got here, I started playing around with like music generator because you bored, you got a computer, let's start making beats and shit. So I started making beats, and I was sending them to my brother back in Cali because we rap together. We all used to rap together. So I sent them to him. Shout out to H the Ross. If you ever look him up, my nigga's hard. But yeah, I started making beats for him, but I didn't have nowhere to record that. So I was just making beats and shit. So I eventually came across DJ Elements. And I can't remember was it Next Level Studios? It was something like that in Irving, bro. But shout out to DJ Elements. If anybody went, I don't know if you're familiar with an artist named Necessary.
No.
Necessary is from Dallas. Super dope, bro. Artist, graphic designer. He's put together every album cover I've ever had type shit. With the exception of a couple. But yeah, he's a super dope rapper though. I'll introduce you to him when we get off of here. But I started recording there with them. Shout out to him. Shout out to DJ Q, everybody that used to be there when I used to go there. Now I had a place to record. So then it was like I'm finding beats now on my own from other people, and like I'm getting to go, and you know I go do 6 or 7 songs every session and just listen to myself type shit. I wasn't playing them for nobody. I was just making music. You know what I'm saying? And so that kind of helped me hone my craft as a rapper, like solely in a professional studio and all that type shit. Yeah.
Okay, so when did you get to the moment where you're like, okay, I'm ready to like start doing shows and like your first project together? And,
I put together a project called Built for This, which is essentially like my first mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to who did that shit? Jack Frost, DJ Jack Frost is crazy. Key Black Media. If you look him up now, he does like what we doing right here, recording, filming. He's done a lot of work for a lot of prominent people. But he was a DJ on that, and I put it out. I started recording videos and shit, and like getting just public response and shit like that. My first show I did was at the Curren Club in Deep Ellum, bro. I did a show there. I had to sell my own tickets, to get your own profit type shit. But we sold a shitload of tickets. It was just people showing love, buying tickets. Like, let me see what this nigga talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they had kind of seen me moving around a little bit at the time. I was living in Arlington, so like that whole crowd and everybody I was rocking with kind of lent their people to me, and like they kind of got to know a nigga. So, but no, that was my first show, bro. It was it was an Atlantic Records showcase You sold tickets. It was put together through some company, bro. And I put together the show. I had people come out and just kind of seeing how that was, bro. And like realizing that in Dallas, the culture is different. Like if you can't perform, nobody wants to see you. You see what I'm saying? Like if you can't get on stage and perform out here, I don't care how good your music is, nobody really cares about you type shit. So that was like the moment where I realized that. And then, from there, it's been crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it's been crazy. I meant to actually from the beginning was, what is like some of your rap inspirations to that you said like these are like the guys I really looked up to, or even like I guess even now like currently that kind of like shaped who you are? Oh, that's a good question. I'd say starting the inspirations to rap was like my generation of hip hop. So I'm 30, whatever I am, late 30s now. So you just know that era from the 90s up that we was all privy to, the Wu-Tangs and the Bad Boys and the Death Rows, the No Limits, the Cash Money's, not even individual people. Just the culture in general. You know what I'm saying? My uncle was a DJ when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? And so he used to play the old shit, the EPMDs and, all the special ed, all that kind of shit, bro, he was into. And so I got to see all of it. I got to see what was great for him. And then when I got older, that translated to what was good for me and shit. So, I think just being a part of the culture. I don't care if I'm a rapper or if I'm a nigga reporting on it. I don't care if I'm a nigga trying to make beats. Whatever it is, if I could be a part of the culture of hip hop in general, because there's so many facets of it. Yeah. So I say I've always been inspired by the lifestyle. I dress like it. I talk like it. You know what I'm saying? Like I base my everyday off it type shit. So more so than just the artist, just being a part of the culture is a big deal for me. You know what I'm saying? It really is. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that's what I was like, yo, hip hop is my life.
It's
like
my
music
whole life.
Is like
it's defined who I am as a person. Like I've taken the good and the bad from it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not just like it's not just like something I've watched. Like shit, I've made money with hip hop. I've met people in my life that like have had an effect on me through hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's gotten me through tough shit. If I got here and I didn't have a way to record or make music, or I probably would have went crazy. I probably would have went back home type shit. You see what I'm saying? And so it's lent itself to me in so many ways that like even if I wasn't rapping, I'd still be doing something connected to it. You know what I'm saying? For real. Yeah,
and that actually makes me think about how with this younger generation, how they're off of just really just the vibes and the sound.
But I think it lends itself to that too, bro. I think I think the way we got introduced to hip hop, we don't see no other way to it. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it's hard for us to be like, I can accept that when a nigga be like, I don't care about none of that shit. Yeah, it comes off as disrespectful to us. You know what I'm saying?
He was like, because he was talking about how he was like, Killer Mike went in the Grammy. He was like, I didn't think I was gonna get that much feedback from the fact that I said I don't know who Killer Mike was. He's like, all you older niggas was like sending me like song requests. He's like, one day while I was walking to class, I decided to listen to some of these song recommendations that y'all sent me. He was like, and I ain't like none of that lyrical stuff. He was like, I ain't saying it was bad. He's like, my generation. He's like, I'm in my 20s.
Facts.
He's like, I'm in college. All cares about the vibes. He's like, a nigga could say, beep, beep, beep.
Right.
He's like, I don't care what he's saying.
The beat is righteous. That's all the nigga care about. And that's just who they are, bro. And I'm not really mad at it either, because when you think about it, they didn't get introduced to it the same way we did. So if the biggest artists at the time are artists that don't necessarily do what we are used to artists doing, then they gonna come in with that like, this is the era of the vibes, like, Future and Drake and these type of artists are the ones that dominated when they was born. You see what I'm saying? So now even them niggas is old to them. Like they thinking about the babies of that. So it's I get it. You know what I'm saying? I think you gotta kind of find artists within the new shit too, though, that do what you used to people. There's a lot of them, bro. There's a lot of artists out here that are part of the new wave that still do shit the way we used to doing it. And you're not gonna cater to every audience anyway. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be realistic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And plus, like at this point, especially like with the streaming and everything, you just find your niche and find your realm of music. Like if it's just like those certain artists, because we talked about it on my other podcast. Shout out to Inaudible Ruckus, shout out to my guys, Low, E-Ray and Free, Free with the Blazers in the Trap shirt, I'm rocking right now.
See that.
But yeah, just like what we like is what we like, and just stick to it. Like again, like I like dudes like Jay, like he 30 years old. He was actually older than what I thought he was.
Right, for real. I thought he was younger than that.
Yeah, I thought he was younger than that. when the arm said, I was like, 30? I was like, you look like he's still in your 20s.
Yeah, man. But you can, though. It's a lot of them, man. I just think, you know, when we get into that, it ain't no hip-hop out here. Nobody really doing shit. I don't think that that's true. I think that it is people that's doing it. It's just harder to find than it used to be. Like, you know, you could hear Onyx on the radio in the 90s. You wouldn't dare hear nothing like Onyx on the radio out here right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just not possible, bro. But I think if you really into it and you're a real head, you'll find the shit that fits you. Like, I find shit all the time. Shout out to Free Party. Shout out to them kind of artists that still get shit going. A lot of people wouldn't know who that was if they're not really tapped in, but it's like it's a lot of people like that that's still out here. I'm a huge Saba fan. I fuck with Smino. I fuck with a lot of different artists that do the shit that we like. You know, on top of the Gibbs and the Benny the Butchers and the Griseldas, and I'm a huge Currency fan. Larry June, all them kind of people, bro. It's a lot of shit out here, but you know, we will complain before we go search. So that's our generation.
See, and that's why I was like, just search, even just on the place, because if I'm not listening to like some rap, it's like most of the time I'm listening to like some R&B.
Facts.
And I could just either like let an album that I'm listening to play, and then of course, like, you know, because like whatever streaming site, then it'll keep going.
Facts.
And just find some
whatever. Shit similar. That smart
like,
shuffle's dope.
I'm like, oh shit, who was this? I like this song. Oh, okay. And if I really like it, I'm like, okay, let me go see what else they got. Like, and check it out. And that's how I find like new artists and new music that's on my playlist. Like,
facts.
All the time, like, just do that.
Yeah, niggas is making music, bro. Don't knock it until you listen to it. That's always how I felt. I said this on a podcast before, but I'm not in the notion of even calling music trash no more. You see what I'm saying? I don't feel like no music is trash, especially if they successful, because who am I to tell you that your music is trash, but you've gotten farther with this shit than I have? You see what I'm saying? Like, you obviously did something, right? It may not be my cup of tea, but if somebody else like it, who am I to spit on it? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a rapper thing. Rappers got to get out of that notion of, oh, my shit hot and this shit ain't. Why you like that instead of my shit? And a lot of it comes off as hate, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, you know, sometimes you could be hating and not even be conscious of it. You see what I'm saying? Like, and that's a fact. So for all you rappers out there, just make sure, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not coming off that way, because then I'm not gonna listen to your music if I hear you hating on another nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't make me want to go listen to you type shit. So
yeah, definitely. You got, I want to definitely talk about All Over. So how did All Over get created?
Man, me and my nigga, shout out to my nigga Dre Boski, man. That's a nigga I grew up with. My nigga Andre Gordon, aka Dre the Wonder. He's a phenomenal producer out of Compton, California. Somebody I like literally my day one sandbox type nigga. We was walking to fucking school one day, bro, like, you know, eating hot Cheetos and shit. And like, we was like, let's just start this shit. And at the time, I don't know if you're familiar with, but there's a company called Bird Vision. Bird Vision is who Roddy Ricch was signed to up until maybe a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's who found Roddy Ricch and all that. Well, at the time, they shit was called All Out. And so we had our shit called All Over. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing that we was trying to play off of. But we was like, let's start this shit. So we started it. Shout out to my brother again, H the Raj. Shout out to everybody that was down early on. But yeah, we just started that shit. It's like, he was a producer. I rapped. I was trying to produce too. You know what I'm saying? And then we knew Soundwave at the time, but you know, he wasn't tied into none of that. He just was doing his own shit. So that was kind of our inspiration. Like, damn, this nigga's dope already, and he the same age as us, bro. We got to catch up type shit. So we started that shit. Then we like I said, I got here, and it was either attach yourself to somebody else type shit, or like just go with what you know. And so it was like, well, shit, fuck it. Let me go make this shit official. You know what I'm saying? Let me get the DBA and the LLC on this, and like, let me make it official so nobody can take it from us. And so, you know, everything I do, I put it under that moniker for the sake of branding, and it just turned out to be, you know, you look around this bitch, you see it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So,
because like, again, you got the merch on, you got All Over Radio, you got the podcast. It's a whole media group and everything.
Just try to make it, you know, it's kind of like you want to centralize your shit. Like, so like, it all has to come back to something. You can know Kaution as an artist, but if I'm doing more than that, sometimes people not necessarily interested in consuming things from an artist, right? Because it comes off as merchy and shit like that. So why not just have a brand set up to where you can also push other shit that don't necessarily have nothing to do with Kaution the artist? Like, those are separate entities type shit. So
like you said, like people know you as like John, the guy who's the media podcast like guy. Like,
and I don't tie it in like you said. When you met me, bro, I could have been like, "Hey, bro, I'm a rapper." If you're looking for somebody to interview, but I feel like those things have to happen on their own. You know what I'm saying? So I don't try to force each into the other. I just let shit go for what it does, and it normally turns out dope. So I don't force nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that. So, you starting all over and moving. Like, how did you, I guess, start building the brand or like and getting to like having the podcast and all that? Man,
I tell people all the time, if I wasn't a rapper, then I wouldn't be doing none of this. Because I basically use everything I built as a rapper to turn it into this. Like even the All Over Media Instagram, like I built that up to have however many followers it had under my rap moniker as Kaution. You see what I'm saying? And then I just switched it to my media page. You know what I'm saying? And started another Kaution page to build that one up. You see what I'm saying? So if you see one has all my followers, the other one is still building its way up. But I did that for the sake of, okay, if I'm gonna push the business, I'm gonna push the business on the one that has more people on it. And in turn, that turns out to be most of the people I've connected with since I've been in Dallas. Shout out to Dallas for being, an inviting music community. But I was just out here working, bro. Like, just working, meeting people through different relationships. And, they see me, they see what I represent and they fuck with it. And that kind of grows from word of mouth is one of them things that passes off to whoever, you know what I'm saying? And so I just worked it. Everywhere I went, I made sure that people knew who I was and what I did. And early on, I didn't have none of this shit. You see what I'm saying? I didn't have no media company. I didn't have that. All of it was just me rapping and the homies making beats and another one of the homie rapping. When I decided to do the media shit, it was basically like, okay, everybody I've met through music, let's just get them on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Clark. Shout out to another guy that kind of helped us put it together. When we decided to take it serious, we just started turning our relationships into the interviews and shit like that, bro. And so it was like, I'm still working as a rapper. I'm getting you on. Now we doing work this way. So it just kept them relationships going, bro. And like that shit is done a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's moved a lot faster than I could have imagined. You know what I'm saying? And it allows you to do shit on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out to the people that's helped and shit like that in the past. But like, you want to get to a point of self-sustainability to where if don't nobody show up, I can still do this shit myself. You see what I'm saying? Or like, I'm not dependent on another person to do nothing. And so that's really what this shit is about for me. Like, independence to move and create freely type shit. Yeah,
because I definitely see like a lot of this is like a lot of like you and your homie Clark. And then
shout out to my brother.
Tell me about like, meeting Rakim and all that and building that, because I seen him on a bunch of episodes and things like that. Like,
shout out to my guy BMZ, aka B Original, Brian Mullins. I did a lot of work with Brian. Brian was the first person to interview me as a rapper when I got here to Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like that I had never had a real interview, bro. Did a freestyle in an interview with me. That shit did like 5,000 views on his YouTube and shit. And I was like, damn, this is crazy. Like he's really one of the people that got me into doing this. Brian was close with Rakim's father. Rest in peace to Big Al. He was close with Nemesis and, his father at the time, when they was moving around back then. And so him and Brian, Rakim and Brian was close. I used to see them interact a lot, but I was never like, bro, introduce me to him. What happened was Brian, we did the DOC cypher, the Funky Enough freestyle through BMZ. It was me, Picasso, Throde, and my guy Suave Burgundy.
Okay.
And we did a DOC cypher where we had DOC introduce us on the song. We freestyled to his beat. You know what I'm saying? We did, and that shit did crazy on the internet. And we got the opportunity through Galaxy 9 to perform. They had DJ Yella from NWA, Lil Easy, and DOC on like a commemorative night at where it was like kind of celebrating NWA. And it was at the Nines Bar in Deep Ellum. And so they had people opening and they had Lil Easy performing his dad's songs with DJ Yella as the DJ, paying tribute type shit. So they had DOC out. We didn't know, but DOC came out and introduced us to the crowd like, hey, this is Kaution. This is who it is. They finna do this. You know what I'm saying? So it was dope to have him not only introduce us on the song, like then to come out and bring us out on stage. But while we were promoting that, we went to KNON 89.3 to do some interviews on the radio. Yeah. And Rakim was there. You know what I'm saying? And so I officially met him then. You know what I'm saying? And so ever since, bro, we just kind of locked in, done music together. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of like-minded individuals that, rock and, never had no issues type shit, which is rare in life when you don't have issues with niggas. And so it just kind of make it easier. But that's somebody who I highly revere as far as a lyricist, and on top of the way he does business and, the way he moves and shit like that. That's my guy.
Yeah, because I came from. I remember meeting him just from seeing him like at different, like a couple like different events, and I'm like, oh, this dude is like, because it was the project that he did with what's my guy? I interviewed him too.
Juice Leroy.
Yeah, Juice Leroy.
Yeah,
and the project that they did together as well, when they was out promoting that. I had seen them at different events, and I'm like, oh, these niggas must be, and then like tapping in, and then I remember someone telling me like, hey, if you like Megazar, you'll like Rakim. And then when I seen him, I'm like, oh, I've seen this dude like before. And then like, again, just reaching out to him like, hey,
that's real Dallas rap history right there. Like his father was really one of the first ones that had like, commercial success out here and was really doing this shit before anybody else. And on top of the fact that him in general, if people do their homework on Rakim, like that nigga's done a lot of shit that niggas haven't done. Like I don't know a lot of niggas that's went on Shade 4-5 and rapped on Shade 4-5 in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like that type shit. I don't know a lot of niggas who have personal relationships with Royce da 5'9" and all these niggas when they come out here that really know this nigga. Like he's done a lot out here, bro. Like, so I think a lot of people know who he is and the real ones know what he's done, but like he's one of them niggas, bro. Like he is for real. Yeah,
and besides like the Killer Mike, that Big Baby Thanos was like one of my other favorite albums. How
many niggas got a song with Bun B and a song with Scarface?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That nigga got a song on a Static Selector beat. You know what I'm saying? Which is one of my favorite songs of all time. You know what I'm saying? So, he's been able to kind of put on his own shows. You know what I'm saying? Like he's, no promoter, just him and his team type shit. So, that's one of them people that like when we speak of people around here, I always make sure people know who he is because he deserved that. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah, and then I just love even from watching on social media, I just love the way he thinks and like his mindset. Yeah,
he's a wild boy. I tell him all the time. We got to have conversations before I get him on camera because it's like, bro, listen, which way are we going today? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's definitely outspoken, man. For real.
Yes, and I love that. Like, hey, this is my thoughts, and I'm like that, and he's like, he real, but he's like, I'm also about just building my people and my culture up.
Facts.
And so I definitely love that about him.
Definitely.
So we got that. I just wanted us to throw out some names of just other rappers or people that I've seen you like associate with, and I just want you first off, Jay Electronica. What can you say when I say Jay Electronica?
Man, a legend, bro. Like lyrically, probably one of the best rappers I've ever heard in life. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who strong in his beliefs and it translates through his music, but like somebody who I'm a huge fan of. Like definitely.
What was that like opening up for him? And I think you just did it a second time or something recently?
We got another one coming up in April. It was supposed to be in February, but it got pushed back to April. He had a project he's working on he's going to put out, so he wanted to wait until that came out, so he pushed it back to April. Yeah, he got new music dropping. I seen him drop a snippet with him and Westside Gunn and somebody else on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, I was like, I know I saw another rapper post like, I'm just waiting for him to...
yeah, he finna drop, so that's dope. I guess he didn't want to perform all the songs, but no, it was crazy, bro. Like what the dope part, and shout out to my team, shout out to Galaxy 9 Productions, man, and my brother Rob Ski. Being in that environment, not only on the rapper side, but on the business side and being behind the scenes, I get to see a lot of these niggas and what they do to prepare for their shows, which is an advantage for me because that taught me how to go about my business. And so just being there the whole day, being at Trees the whole time, seeing him come in, do his sound check, his meet and greets, all that kind of shit. It was dope, bro. Like it was one of them experiences you won't forget. And then to see him on stage, the show that I went, he was pulling niggas up on stage. He pulled like 40 niggas up on stage. Then he hopped in the crowd and rapped. It was just a wild night, bro. And it was just love to see and to see, one of my favorite artists and how they, conduct their business. That's always dope. But yeah, he's different though. For real, he's different.
Okay. What about Conway the Machine?
Man, super smooth. When you hear him rap, you think like overly aggressive when you meet him. Like he gonna have 30 niggas with him and they gonna come in mean mugging. But he wasn't that at all, bro. Like, you could tell he was about his business. But, I met him, and got to take a picture with.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Neezy here. I wanted to make sure that y'all go and get your Naturally Nate Instant Moisture Duo. That's right. This Instant Moisture Duo can be used on braids, locks, twists, beards, and all of your natural hair. The moisturizer is all natural ingredients. One of our key ingredients, aloe vera. Aloe vera is really great for your scalp. And our oil blend is a mixture of the best oils that you can use to promote hair growth and give your hair a good shine and overall just a natural glow. So you're getting 2 amazing products. Make sure you go to inaudibleruckus.com/naturallynay. And also you can follow us on Instagram at naturally_nay, NAEE.
Wow, Red.
Promised you forever and I made it there. Took a trip to find myself. Grateful that I made it back. Debating with myself about this path and only stated facts. Took a couple wrong turns. Upside I created tracks. Never yearned for validation. Patience and hard work created that. Been through the worst and yet remain intact. Hoping every lesson I was taught would stand the test of times. No, this ain't no struggle rap. We made that shit the best of times. Suppress your times. Emotions of depressions buried deep inside. Read the signs. Thought outside the box to read between the lines. Seek and find. Watching fall from great shit, that's a deep decline. The bias seems some recency. Like nigga had some decency to speak to me. Even just agree to disagree with me. Opinions come a dime a dozen. No sense in us dying from them. Just a lost nigga with no guidance. Asking God to love him. Ask to see the light and end up blinded from him. Damn. I'm far from perfect, not saying that I deserve it, but the navigating without no GPS.
Dun 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 la da la da 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 da. Cognizant.
Ask the Lord, protect me from myself. I pose the biggest threat. Don't judge my indiscretions. I confess the things I still regret. All of me, my biggest bet. Certain shit I can't accept. Certain shit I'll never do. Type of shit I can't respect. How much subjective they minimizing my intellect, yeah. In retrospect, I can see why our signals intercept. Still and yet, incomplete product, illicit conduct. Using my flaws to my benefit. I ain't even had dinner yet. No appetite except for success. Figured I'd grab a bite, yet everything I gain seems to come with a certain sacrifice. The thought of regressing while still progressing is a testament to some bad advice. Indescribable, shattered life. Confirmed I've died, yet I'm still alive. This the afterlife. I miss the visual balloon release in the candlelights. They don't believe all they've come to see, like the Antichrist. I stand in sight, screaming fuck the world with no plan in sight. Before I leave, hope my legacy is cemented, impeccable, yet relentless and perfect. Worth every sin you heard different.
The nigga beforehand and kind of chop it up. And I remember speaking with him. Was like, hey, I'm opening for you today. And you know, it's a lot of niggas waiting to get their picture. And he like, oh shit, nigga, let me get a couple more pictures with you then. Get your shit off type shit. And I'm like, man, that's love, bro. I appreciate it. But down to earth, bro, you know, one of my favorite lyricists right now. So to see him live and
he's definitely one of my favorites.
Bro, like, come on.
Like kind of how we said with Schoolboy Q, like out of the They Collective, like he's my personal favorite. Like anytime he drops, I'm listening to him. And again, like, you know, Benny's like the superstar, but like the head honcho is like Westside Gun out here, like being the brains behind it and moving everything. Yeah, but
yeah, you see him and you know, just kind of talking to him, seeing how he conduct his business. He was real down to earth though, for real. Yeah,
because the first time I ever heard of him or even seen him was you know, Jay Rhodes.
Shout out to Jay Rhodes.
I went to a Jay Rhodes show where he opened up for him here in Dallas, and I just went just support
Jay Rhodes.
Jay Rhodes. So I went to go show them. I'm like, I don't know who Conway the Machine is or whatever, but then of course like after he got off the stage, and I just then Conway went on, and I was like,
right, nah,
this nigga is like,
it's crazy. Yeah.
I was like, let me look.
I was highly impressed.
I was like, Griselda, what is this? Like,
highly impressed, bro. Highly impressed by that man. Definitely.
Yeah. So I always tell people, like, personally, just from that one interaction with how I felt, like that's why he's my favorite. I'm like, yo, I can't help it. Like he's my favorite just because I seen him perform and I was like, just seeing.
And he's super consistent, bro. He puts out projects that you grow to love. I got so many on my shuffle, you know, right now, my playlist on Spotify. You know what I'm saying? I think as far as music wise, he has more music. I listen to a lot of Westside Gunn because Westside does a good job of like branding Griselda. You see what I'm saying? And so I wouldn't know who Conway or Benny was if it wasn't for Westside. And it seemed like the hardest records when I first started listening to Benny, or all of them together, was when they were featured on the West Side songs. So it'd be like, damn, who is these other two niggas? And just kind of going in and seeing them. But seeing them all, shout out to Galaxy 9 again. They brought them out out here. The last time they all performed together was at the Nines. They was like the first ones to really bring them out here all together like that. And seeing them then and to see them now is like just to see how they skyrocketed, bro, and where they took that shit. It's inspiring type shit. So
yeah, especially the fact that they're really family. It's like a lot of groups and niggas be like, yeah, like we family because we grew up with it, but they like, no, like Westside Gunn and Conway are really brothers.
Like the Jacksons.
Benny is really their cousin.
Facts, that's a fact.
And
for real.
And just the love they showed you. Like I've seen Benny talk about, like he was like, yeah, niggas like be like, oh y'all broke up. Like he's like, nah, it's just we all just got.
We can
shit.
never break up.
He's like,
right.
He's like, we really family. He's like, plus like we just all just doing our own thing. He was like, them niggas just hit me from like Italy from shooting a video. And he's like, you think I wasn't mad that like these two niggas?
Facts, bro. Like you come on, man. We got successful together. They path was so dope. You know what I'm saying? To come from where they come from, sign with Eminem, get with Rock Nation. Had they took over for a minute, bro. So now they got the Rome Streets and the all the niggas that's with them now, the Stove Gods and all the Bodie James and everybody that rocks within that, man. It's dope to see. So
yeah, because I even like the Bodie James, because me being from Ohio and in the Midwest and college, like I knew about Bodie James being from Detroit just from in college, and and listen to it. So I was like, see,
I saw them in Miami too at Art Basel, bro, and they like, it was a festival type setup. They probably brought the most people out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy when they got there. So yeah, definitely shout out to Conway.
Okay, what about Currency?
Man, that's like lifetime achievement type shit, bro. For me, like I've always been the biggest Currency fan. We just actually did a podcast about a unboxing of his what was that shit? The Pilot Talk series.
Okay.
The shit he was selling. My bro brought the box up here and we unboxed it, went through the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm that kind of fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been rocking with Currency for a minute. So to have any dealings or any interaction with him has been like beyond what you could even imagine for a real fan of an artist. You know what I'm saying? But bro's super cool though. Like, down to earth. Stay at the meet and greet till the last person's there type of nigga.
Oh, that's dope.
You know what I'm saying? He was another one I saw in Miami. And, when he was here, he did the meet and greet. I hosted the meet and greet here. Then, of course, the show. But even at the meet and greet, bro, he waited to the last person. He going outside looking at niggas' cars that brought lowriders and signing vinyls, signing every shirt. You know what I'm saying? Taking that's every dope. Picture type shit. And so you could see at the end of it, the nigga was like, all right, it's time to go type shit. But then even in Miami, when I seen him right after his performance, bro, jumped off the stage into the crowd and was like, I'm finna come down there and fuck with y'all type shit. So, another one that's super inspiring, bro, like super inspiring. I'm not gonna lie. Like literally somebody who I've watched and grew to appreciate up until this point type shit. Yeah,
I would say me too, like growing to appreciate, because again, I knew about him, being with Young Money, but I really didn't fuck with it because I was a fan of Wiz. When he started like really fucking with Wiz, I was like, oh, Currency actually is like
that tie-in is
nice,
serious,
and
bro.
then like becoming to like him even more. Where I'm like, oh, he got a project. Let me actually check out the Currency. So I tell people like anything kind of like pre-Wiz area, I don't really know from Currency, but like him like afterwards and all that. That was me. That's who I know. I know like Currency posting, like I ain't checked out every mixtape or project because he just drops a whole lot.
Facts,
but like
but
the ones I do check out in the project, especially because I like especially like the last few years, like when he does drop a project, it's like maybe like 3 or 4 or 5. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. I can run this.
It be a lot though. It is a lot to keep up with. Like if you really know Currency, he put out so much music, bro, that you can't help but to get into. Like if you see somebody putting out 3 or 4 projects in a year, it's hard to keep up with all that shit. So
yeah,
but nah, dude is dope though, and I'm still a fan of the music to this day. So to be even in the same vicinity as one of your favorite artists is always something different. You know what I'm saying?
He's super dope. I even seen Killer Mike talk about how he was talking. He was like, yeah, like, you know, like after the winning the Grammy, he was like, I was talking to Curren. He's like, cause me and him just talk about low riders, and he was like, we were just chopping up, and he was just giving me like, yo, congratulations on winning the Grammys. He's like, but you know, he's like, cause that's my nigga. He's like, the conversation soon turns into like us talking about like cars and stuff.
What we know.
Yeah. Like,
facts, what we usually know. No, that's a fact though.
But,
shout out to him.
Yeah, so I was like, I love it because I love like seeing him on like social media, like just posting like the toy cars and hanging out with his son and all that. I'm like,
to that, man.
I'm like just seeing like the
transitioning, bro. That's what I said. Facts.
I was like, yo, like just seeing him transition, like, yo, I'm a father. I love this shit. Like,
it's different, bro.
Like, yeah,
and it's inspiring, man. I want to see how the rap life has done you as an artist. Like, where you at now? Tell me what this next level of life is like. So definitely shout out to Currency, bro.
And this last time I wanted to bring up Jill Scott.
Man, that was such a crazy experience, bro.
Tell me about it.
Probably from like, you know, because the individual who I'm tied to that knows Jill works with her personally. You know what I'm saying? Like literally is like her makeup artist type shit. The traveling makeup artist. My brother-in-law, his name he goes by Keystrokes, but it's somebody who I, you know, family type shit. But yeah, like, you know, being there to see them, picking them up from the hotel and like following them to the venue early, seeing her do sound check, being in the dressing room to get the footage and shit like that, then being at the show that night. It was just, you know, how can you really explain that to somebody if they're not there? But just overall, just, you know, professional. You see what I'm saying? Like, this shit is a business. Like, we didn't go get them from fucking a Motel 6, nigga. We went somewhere in Uptown in this huge ass hotel and waited downstairs for them to come out type shit. Yeah. You know, just seeing how they move and seeing, that was like one of the first times where I went to an R&B show and saw it like in its magnitude. You know what I'm saying? To see how many people came out to support her, to see how they rocked throughout the show. Her preparation was just kind of next level. So to be able to see that shit and learn, like, this is how you supposed to do it. Like, when you doing a show, this is how this should go. It shouldn't just be I show up, you know, smoke a blunt, take a shot of Hennessy and hit the stage. Like, nah, this has to be your whole day. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you here for is what you here for. Like, I'm not here for nothing else type shit. So, nah, man, seeing professionals work is always next level. And, like, seeing her and her camp move was, like, eye-opening type shit. You know what I'm saying? For real. Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, man.
And then the kind of transition, I kind of also want to get into, you know, again, you got the music on your artist side, then you got the media group and everything, running a business. You're a business owner, like entrepreneur and all that, and family life. How do you balance like all that?
Man, time management is important. Having a work-life balance is important. I think anything in life you can do if you really want to do it. Like, I think I'm not an excuses guy. That's been my biggest thing. Like, when you don't do something or something doesn't go the way you want it to in life, don't make excuses for it. Like, you still have time to do everything that you want to do type shit. And like learning that, realizing that as an adult. And then wanting my children to see that, like, you know, my father's always working. But he still finds time to do the shit that we need to do type shit. And being in this situation where you do have the space to kind of create at your own pace and you set your schedule, you know, and that type of shit, it helps because you can kind of move and, you know, maneuver shit around how you need to. But nah, man, it's just about all this shit I want to do. And so if I want to do it, I have to find a way to make it work. And so nothing is more important than the other as far as prioritizing. I think family life is going to be family life anyway. Like, there's no way to get around that. I should be doing that anyway. And so building the kind of infrastructure for my family that I want them to have, I know there's certain things that I'm gonna have to do. And so I just don't make excuses, bro. If I need to be at a soccer game, then I need to be there. And so I'm not gonna plan anything else around that. If I got an important interview going on and I need to be up here, then I'm gonna schedule that to where I need to do it. On top of having a regular, you know, job in life, you know what I'm saying? A career that I work on the other end. You know, so it's just about that. And then, you know, maybe one day it'll all culminate into, you know, where I'm trying to get to. But just like I said, a work-life balance is important for anybody. Just make sure you find the time, you know, equally for everything, bro, for real.
Yeah, and then like, you know, us, you know, being our 30s, you know, mid, late 30s or
Niggas
whatever.
Tired, bro. I'm tired out here.
Yes. And then, you know, again, like you married and got kids. Like, have you ever like had any issues like yeah, like this is my passion. Like just trust me and believe me.
You know what's crazy? I think early on it's kind of hard to see, especially when you just rapping, because you know you're a rapper. So it's like, well, you just make raps. Like don't nobody. But I think being able to see things happen and come to fruition, you know what I'm saying, it's an eye opener for anybody. Like if you see it, tangible things always make things more believable. So instead of me just telling you to see what it is, like bro, I done done this shit. Like I done been doing this shit so long. And I feel like you have to be doing things at a certain level. So, you know, if she can come see, I done performed at Cowboy Stadium, you know what I'm saying, in front of 3,000 people, or being on stage at the House of Blues, or performing at Trees with these big major artists and shit like that. When you see shit like that, or going to different cities and performing, and her being there with me and seeing the shit, like it's one thing for me to tell you, but it's another thing for you to see it. You know what I'm saying? And so, and even with the media shit, like, you know, this is something I make money with. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck having a podcast that has 1 million subscribers. Like, nah, bro, I get paid to podcast. You see what I'm saying? And so having her to see it makes it easier. But shout out to her for, you know, I always tell people she let me go up the street. That's what the old niggas said. You know what I'm saying? My wife let me go up the street to get shit done. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's dope to have somebody that like can hold the house down when you're not there, and just know that you out doing something with a purpose and not just fucking off your time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
because I know like just the different homies I know that either like rap or produce podcasts, and just like talking to different them. They like, hey, yo, even with like my girl, like just having that partner, that wife or whatever, just that supports me, bro. Like it helps. Like again, my homie Lo, he was like, "Yo, my wife used to go like just to promote the podcast. Like she'd be with me at the showcases, passing out flyers too." Bro. And then I had like another homie Ace. He dropped a project last year, and I was like, "Yeah, what was that like? Getting back into rapping, and you know, you got wife and kids." And he was like, man, like my wife was like my biggest supporter and one giving me the feedback. Like, I was sitting there stuff, and she was giving me feedback like, nah, you should probably say it like this. I would switch it, and he's like, and then I'd go back, and he's like, I'll listen to her and like take her input. Like, yeah, I didn't do everything or whatnot, but like just her. And I know like if she say like, no, I know you could do it better. I know she like really mean it.
Nah, facts, bro, because there's no way. There's no way, bro. I'm sorry. Like, unless you just truly out here on your own and moving like that, that's fine. There's nothing against people who do. But if you do got somebody in your life, bro, y'all should be supporting each other. The same way she supports me is the way that I support her. So whatever it is that you got going on, I got to be there for you in that same capacity type shit. So it make it easy, and if it's genuine, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we genuinely doing this together, then if it's for us to prosper as a unit, then it shouldn't be no problem. It's only when shit goes left and you doing shit without righteous intentions, then you see shit go south. You see what I'm saying? But if y'all rocking together and you know, really believe in what the end game is, then there ain't nothing y'all can't do together, bro. That's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? So,
because like, shout out to her. With my girl, when I told her, I was like, hey, you know, I do my Inaudible Ruckus podcast like every Friday. So you just got to understand, like on Friday nights, like,
you can come too if you want to. Shit, you ain't got to complain. But see, mine don't want to show up to all this shit. I'm doing. Sitting in the studio is boring. You know, coming to watch somebody podcast is boring. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, she don't want to be here.
Yeah, because my girl coming here, I was like, yeah, it's like, because right now, because me losing my job and wrecking my car, I took her car. Right. I was like, you come, and she's like, oh no, you can go. I got time for that. I was like, yeah, it's my guy John. She was like, oh, that's the one at the old studio you went to. Yeah. I was like, oh, you did? She was like, yes, like I did. I came and sat with you one of your episodes. I remember you talking to him. I'm like. Facts. Okay, I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, yeah, that's him. And she was like, oh no, I was like, I'm gonna chill here. You,
I know what's about to go on. You know what I'm saying?
You go do that. Just, you know, when I leave, she just said, call me. She's like, because I want you to bring me something to eat.
Oh, of course. Like, hey, listen, you mobile, bring it back. No, but for real though, listen, this is documented.
I'm like, hey, I'm gonna hit you up as soon as I leave. And
this shit is documented. So if y'all wanted to know what we was doing right now, it's on camera, it's on audio. Right. We can timestamp it. We are not telling lies. Nah, for real though. But nah, it's dope, bro. Like, you know, and it's also cool, bro, as you get older to have somebody that you share life with and be able to make memories and shit like that with. Nobody wants to go through this shit alone. Yeah. Humans in isolation are weird. That's why they put you in solitary confinement in prison when you fuck up, because nobody wants to be alone. You know what I'm saying? That's a weird analogy that you don't even want to be alone in prison. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's the truth though, bro. So nah, shout out to all the women that and shout out to all the relationships that have understanding and can communicate things and get shit done, man, for real.
Yeah, because like I had just moved in with her late in December, and then like my homie I was living with, he was like, "Oh, it's like this is serious. Like you about to move in with her?" Like, cause me and my homie, like we lived together like 8 years. Me and him lived together in like 3 or 4 different apartments. He was like, "Oh, you serious? Like, oh, like." You really like this girl,
it's different, bro.
I was like, different. Yeah. I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, you need to find you one too. Like,
facts,
I was like, I love that she just bigs me up and promote and loves on me, and just like supports me, and just like,
yeah, bro.
I was like, because again, last year I didn't have no job. I was like, she supported. It's like she met and supported the nigga throughout having a job.
Think about it, bro, and think about it like this. Think about not having that person there in them times where you needed them the most. Fuck what everybody else knows. Like, forget what everybody sees and the perception that people have about what you do. Just imagine not having the person that you have there as your support system not there in the moments where you needed them the most. And when people say, I don't need this and I don't need this, or women that say I don't need a man, or vice versa, men that say they don't need women. We all need each other, bro. It's obvious. Like, it would be, if I got these accomplishments and I had nobody to celebrate it with, then what is it worth? You know what I'm saying? So, no, I definitely understand. Listen, you know, I don't mind it. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind it at this point. I realized a long time ago that women are a lot more, you know, loyal than men are anyway. So, you know, why would I spend too much time with niggas? I got a few, but I spend my time with my wife and my children, bro. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, and I love it, especially like seeing us, especially like our age range. Which is another thing I was talking to her recently. I was like, I've noticed that my age range, especially like seeing like my homies that like I'm really cool with, is like, I love that like black fathers. So I was like, you know, growing up, we used to seeing like fathers not being around. I feel like my age range of folks, like us from like, you know, 33, 34, 35 through like 40 is like, I see my niggas like all like loving being fathers, always being with their kids. That's crazy that you say that, bro. And like, I love that.
Yesterday, somebody sent me something. What did it say? Hold on, I could tell you what it said, but it was something interesting. It was along the lines of what you're saying right now, bro. Like, honestly and truly, because it is something that I've noticed for millennials. Like, millennial fathers are different, bro. And I think that's what it said. Millennial dads changed the game. It said y'all are present and attentive, and I love y'all for that. But I think that comes from us, like you just said, it being a different dynamic when we grew up, because our fathers didn't have their fathers present as they would have liked to. Like, when I talk to my mother, all them fathers from the past that worked on the railroad or were in the Army or the Navy, or you know, black men back then had it hard, and they had to work hard jobs to make the kind of money you needed to sustain a family. Now, whether or not they had a second family, whether or not they were doing whatever they was doing on the side, they were still not present because they were trying to provide type shit most of the time. And so a lot of our fathers, bro, didn't know how to be there. Like, my dad wasn't really there for me. Even when I moved here, it was kind of like too late type shit. You see what I'm saying? I moved here at 18, 19. I was ready to be who I needed to be. So the time you had to mold me, bro, is not there. Now we just kind of live together. You know what I'm saying? So I take pride in that shit, bro. I do. Like, you got a son, you got a daughter. You want them to know that you're there for them. Like, this world is scary enough on its own, and to not know that you got somebody that can be there for you and like you can lean on is like, I couldn't imagine it. I wouldn't want them to go through what I went through. So yeah, definitely. It's a big correlation between us and like where we are now. Like, plus, nigga, if you got kids and you're not taking care of them, then I'm not finna be hanging around you. Like,
that's how I feel too. It's like,
the hell? Or if you,
because I don't want to be associated with that,
right? Or if I'm with my wife and we going out and you got a woman, but you always want to go out by yourself, type shit. Like, nah, bro, I don't operate like that. We can kick it as men sometimes, but I don't want to spend my whole. Sometimes I want to hit a nice little restaurant and throw on some good clothes. Like, I don't want to sit around smoking weed and watching rap battles and shit all the time. Like,
yeah, that you know what I'm saying? For real. That actually reminded me when I crossed into my fraternity. Like one of the weekends, it was like we had to go to like a regional conference or whatever, and it was supposed to be like a 3-day thing. And like I went with my LBs, we all rode together, and that last day, we was like, oh, that stuff, all the stuff that's like on the last day we didn't have to go to. It was kind of like optional. So we was like, oh, we can check out the hotel early. And I remember my LB, who's married to his wife, and he was like, because I'm trying to lay on with some soft legs. He's like, I've been around. He's like, I know it's only been a couple days, a few days. He's like, I'm ready to lay on some soft legs.
Yeah, bro. I love y'all niggas to death, but yeah, this is enough of this right here. You know
he was like, I've had enough time, being around a bunch of men. Facts. He's like, yeah, it's been like two and a half days, but he's like, if we got a chance to get home early, let's take it.
Facts,
he's like, I miss my wife. I'm trying to label with my wife right now.
Yeah, bro. Nah, man, you got to. That shit is important. I don't care what you say. Like, that shit is important. Yeah, man. Shout out to the wife, though.
Yeah, but also like kind of get to the music. I saw you posted recently, like you working on a new project.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I started recording some music after I got back from. I went to California in March of last year after my little sister passed.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, man, and it just kind of. I was already thinking about working on music, but that was like something just triggered me to get it done. So I got probably like I'd say an EP's worth of music done. Shout out to my boy Devin at Skybox Sounds in downtown. He's been helping me get it together. Right now it's in the preliminary phases of being done. He's mixing everything. He's doing a whole executive producing on the project. So I was supposed to go check it out last night to see where he was, but just touching it up to get it where it needs to be, and then just trying to figure out a way to push it out and promote it. At this phase at me rapping, bro, I'm not gonna lie, it's more so I do this shit because I love to do it, and it's one of the things in life that I've been able to do effortlessly. Like making music is not something that I ever have to force to do. Like I don't spend a ton of time in the studio because I just don't record like that. Like I just wait until I'm ready to go, and if the song is done in my mind, then I'm there. But if I'm still writing music, I don't go to the studio, bro. I don't sit in the studio till 2 and 3 in the morning trying to come up with concepts. I'm just not that kind of guy. Like I do that shit in my regular life.
Plus it's like a lot of stuff you got going on, I don't have the time.
No, I don't have the time to sit in there like that. Like, so when I get there, it's very business-like. I get there, I get the shit done, and I get out of there. And so I left it with him. Like, whatever you hear, if it needs a vocal, add it here. If it needs to be mixed, a little more, add that. Do whatever you want to do to it, and then I'll come back and listen to it. But no, I got the opportunity to work with a lot of different producers. None from here. All of them are people that I've met through, putting out music and getting shit sent to me. I do a lot of like music submissions to different sites and shit like that, and the feedback I get from that, people that check out the YouTube. So I was able to build shit from people that I didn't know, and that's kind of how I wanted to do it.
Okay, that's dope.
The last project that I dropped, which is the only project I have on streaming right now, is Cognizant. I did a whole project with Jay.
Oh yeah, I saw you post that recently. Like you took all your stuff.
Yeah, man, I got rid of, because my thing was, I appreciate all my older music, and I still have an avenue. If they want to check out the music, they can go to alloveroverall.com, and I'll have it there. But I want people's first impression of me to be what I feel is my best work. And so if you just so happen to go check out Kaution on Spotify, what better way to do it than with somebody who's won 2 Grammys? You see what I'm saying? Somebody who produced on and on for Erykah Badu and done all this shit. Like, we made probably the greatest music I ever made in my life. So when you go hear it, it's cool if you want to hear my old shit. But like, that project was done in a way that no other project has been done. The process, shout out to Jordash Grant, shout out to Chris Billick who mixed and mastered it. And shout out to Jay for being, giving me his music and being able to lay on that landscape. But nah, bro, I want people to hear that and know like this shit is serious. Like, you see what I'm saying? And if you want to hear the older shit, I got somewhere for you to get it. But yeah, I definitely wanted to get back into working with multiple producers to get that, that vibe and get different people's input on it. And so it came out dope. I actually have another EP with Jay, a part 2 to the first one that's complete as well. So it's 2 that I have in the tuck, and I'm just kind of working on ways to creatively get them out there. So yeah,
that's dope. Then I also just wanted to ask about a couple joints. The Black Pill.
Definitely. Creatively hearing the beat, it sounded like The Matrix to me. You see what I'm saying? And so it was like, when you think about it, especially when you think about the concept of the Matrix, you think about, you get the option of which pill you take. What does that pill do for you?
Blue pill,
right. So the black pill is essentially like, you take it and you kind of become like self-aware of the things about you that you don't want people to know. And so that's how I approach the record. You know what I'm saying? That's even how I started it off. You know what I'm saying? Ask the Lord, protect me from myself. I pose the biggest threat. Not necessarily because of like, I'm going to do some harm to myself, but I'm only gonna self-destruct because of me. Like, I'm not bothered by anything else. Like, I'm trying to reflect in it and shit like that. So, no, that's one of my favorite joints. I like to open shows with that, just to kind of, on the lyrical side.
Yeah, I was like, I thought the video was super dope.
Oh yeah, man, we spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah. And what about I Know?
Man, that's the first song I put out, and I maybe did that prematurely, but I love the song so much that I dropped it before. But that's a part of the project I'm working on right now.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I just love the song. I wanted the video to be done. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's just one of them tracks that kind of, like I said, a lot of self-reflecting. Like, where was I at when I wrote it? How did I feel? It gave me the vibes of like, don't get on here talking too much about yourself. Like, people sometimes when they hear shit they can vibe to, and like, relate to. And so that's what I tried to do, make a relatable record that kind of was still within the realms of what I like to do sonically.
Okay. Also, really, the last couple of things, just really just some fun questions. Right. I like to, especially when I do it with like artists, so I just like to end with a couple fun questions. So, again, being from California, I thought it'd be cool if you could be on a track with 3 other artists and a producer who produced it. Who would those 3 artists and that producer be? And it has to be all West Coast.
So 3 artists and 1 producer? Mm-hmm. It'll be, let's make it.
It could be rap, R&B, whatever.
All from Compton?
Just California.
Just California in general. I'd say if I got the chance to be on a song with 3 artists, dead or alive, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, dead or alive.
It'd have to be me. The other 3 artists would be Nip. Mm-hmm. It'd be Dot. Mm-hmm. And Boogie would be the 3 artists.
Okay.
So Boogie, Kendrick, and Nip, rest in peace. And then the producer would be, let's get creative. We split. Well, it had to be Dre. I'm not gonna play around. No, ain't no need to play. It had to be Dre. Like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
We all know he's the pinnacle.
Let's not even play around. If you got a chance to be on a beat with anybody from Compton, how could it not be Dr. Dre? How could you not want to be a part of that lineage type shit? So yeah, that'd be what it is for me.
Okay. Next one is, again, you said, you go back home. I don't know how often you go back home, but what's like one song, like your go-to song whenever you go back home that you just gotta listen to kind of just put you more like,
man, you know what's crazy? It's a lot of Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Like my memories in California, when I get there, it's gonna be Tupac and Nip. Honestly, that always gets me in the right frame of mind. But yeah, I'd say Tupac. You could play anything from Tupac when I get to Cali, and it make me feel like I'm at home. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
Okay. And then the other one has to do with like more here, local, other rappers. I know you got a lot of rappers that local guys. It ain't gonna be no shade to nobody else. But if you was to get in a cipher where like, I'm gonna say 4 other artists here in the area, who are those other 4 artists that you want to be in a cipher with?
Give me Shaquan Bivens. Give me Charles K. Give me Rakim, and then throw Jason Lyric in there.
Okay. Okay, dope. Dope lineup. I'm gonna have to definitely check out those first 2. I was like,
yeah, if you can, bro. You probably could check it on my page. Charles K has a freestyle. We do the series on the show where niggas come rap. Bro, he lost his shit. Yeah, he's one of the people I respect. Young nigga too. You kind of just get them vibes from him. He told me he only records music in LA. So, you know what I'm saying? So, but no, that's definitely somebody to check out. Shaquan Bivens is actually from North Dallas, but another one that's just phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? So definitely people to check out.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna check out their stuff. But just to wrap it up, give all your social medias where they can find you, talk about, the podcast, give all the stuff where they can find you, support you, everything.
I'm gonna make it simple. If you want to rock with the music, just Google Kaution Mr. 700. Kaution with a K, Mr. 700. Everything I gotta come up. Every video, everywhere I've been on, from Hip Hop DX to World Star, everything I've ever done will pop up. Just for those who not really familiar, all the articles that's ever been written, that shit pops up. So as far as the media shit, just hit alloveroverall.com. That's ALLOVA.com, man, and that'll take you wherever you need to go to get the media. The gram is all over overall, same shit as the website. Yeah, man, any Facebook and shit is all over media, Threads, everything is all the same. So you type in ALLOVA and you see that little black and white logo. That's us, man.
Okay, definitely, for sure.
Definitely, man.
Appreciate you taking the time to do this, my guy.
Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, and I definitely can't wait to check out this project. Any shows you got coming up, I definitely gotta.
Yeah, man, pop out the trees, man. April 23rd, Jay Electronica, myself, Rakim Al-Jabbar, She Real. It's a bunch of motherfuckers on that ticket, man. I'll be here all day breaking it down. But Jay Electronica is the main event. But we'll be there, and then there may be some shit in a town near you soon. So, you know, be on the lookout, man. Shout out to everybody from Galaxy 9, Clockwork Music, the homie in Miami, Legends Only, man, everybody that fucks around with us, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate you having me on, bro.
Oh yeah, anytime, bro. And again, like, you know, long time waiting, but I'm glad to finally get this done in your spot. And
man, come out here and get some work done. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
For real. But yeah, appreciate it, bro.
Oh yeah, anytime. This your boy Smilez. I'm here with my guy John, aka Kaution, Mr. 700.
There it is.
Sorry, I was about to say 1700. Mr. 700, you know, and we out.
Yeah.